Welcome back to Seat of Your Pants Adventures. Today, we had to check out the ice caves, as well as check on the location for our planned event happening next weekend.
Oh, it must be nice.
Well, like they're advertised as winter boots, even though they look like slippers. But they're actually like they stick to the ice.
Firewall. But then I didn't want it to get all covered in salt on the way back.
Whoa! I'm
No
keeping on this side so I'm not falling down there.
Yeah, just go slow, Grace.
On this really tight path. This tight path also very steep.
Watch out, it's getting steep. Heading down to the Woodsville Ice Caves.
Hike into.
Whoa! Steep path to go sideways. Steep mud, steep mud.
Oh, that was slippery. The one near Annie,
Whoa!
Careful.
I can't follow the pathway. Take it ahead.
Not that one.
Not that one?
The one that's on Brown's Mountain. Like a
I don't
hike
know.
and then you gotta go down over that massive bank. Only me and you went. We hiked in.
There's going to be
Me,
a
you, and
rope we
Dad
climb
and
down.
Gemma, and they stayed up at the top because they didn't want to take Gemma down. And
Yeah,
we had to go down over that really
I remember that, but
bank.
what was that? Where was that waterfall at?
Isn't that over Brown's Mountain? Oh, that's Danbury Falls. Yeah.
Grab it on the rope. I'm holding onto the rope because
Yeah, the mud
Just
is slippery. Careful.
Wait to
bud.
come down so you're not falling and knocking everybody else down.
Okay, you're good? Do you want me to hold your table?
Let's go in.
Yeah, you go in there.
What was the point? What was the point?
Grayson?
Just check it out. Look at it.
Well, all I see is a cave and entrance. That's maybe down on short side.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff.
Careful, Jade.
But I would almost bring our own rope for this part.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Maybe retie it back off.
Little steps towards me.
Okay, do you see how there's like footholds in the snow?
Yeah.
Can you get over Jade and two O's?
Yeah, I'll try.
Here, take my hand, Grace. Take my hand here.
Don't take out Jade in the process.
There we go.
Unfortunately, with the warmer weather, we aren't going into the cave today, as the entryway is all a sheet of ice. There's no snow left on top of it. But we'll be back in another time. Now to make our way back out.
On this rope. On this. Free it all. Well, we made it. Yeah, it's not
Here,
tight at
come
all.
down to where I'm at, Craig. Put your feet right where my feet are. Right here. Put your feet right here.
Now get off that ice and onto the dirt.
Move
so you
your
have
feet
some
in.
traction.
Put your foot right on that root.
On the
On
roof.
this side. Right
On
there.
the root.
Now you have traction. Okay? No, we're almost there.
Well, we had thought about using that as a point on our next run next weekend, but it's just a little too risky to bring people in there. Too much chance of somebody hurting themselves. Icy, just muddy hills. Not worth risking it, really.
My boots are meant for snow and ice, but not this type of ice.
Step go. You almost pulled me down with you.
Sorry. Is that I got bigger, I weigh more? Are you serious?
There we go.
There we go.
I gotta say, the weather right now makes it feel like we're getting summer a lot sooner than we are. But so what I'm thinking is we'll run down to the caves there just to check out how the ground is for next weekend's event, and then we can run out into Camden to do the route through there, and we'll probably camp at like Drysdale, or I messed up on the name. What is it? It's Dearmont Falls or Dearmont Lake. So I'm not going to air down, I'm just going to drive in.
Copy that.
Yeah.
On our way down to check out the condition for the campsite for the next weekend. Road conditions weren't bad as it's a gravel driveway in. Once we got down bottom though, it was a little softer. Once we got down bottom though, conditions changed. The ground was really soft, sinking wherever you drove. We didn't go back in deep into the woods because we figured that would be way too soft back there with the conditions on the gravel road. What we found when we went to turn around though, that really sealed the nail in the coffin.
Somebody had brought a truck down and lit it on fire. Not wanting to be associated with that or cause any unneeded damage to the property, we had to replan our weekend.
Yeah, it's burnt.
So we had to switch gears. What turned from being a nice, relaxing trail ride with some easy camping now turned into trying to plan an event 7 days before it's set to happen.
No, it doesn't.
So I'm thinking we're gonna have to change it up and we'll do a run next weekend instead.
Wouldn't that also be counting the pressure that's in the line?
A little bit. It's actually a little lower than what you put. So after a major failure with ground being way too soft and just having other people in there tearing it up and us not wanting to be to blame, this is going to be our secondary route still going to be quite muddy and fun, but at least it's a more hard-packed road, so we won't be tearing it up. We're test running it today to make sure everything's good. And then so what we're thinking is for the event we're going to do more of a trail run out through Camden area with the goals of coming out by Dearmouth Lake, go to a couple different waterfalls that are out in this area, figure out a place for us to camp, and then day 2 we still have to figure out. So that's what we're trying to do today.
We arrived at the lake as the sun started to set and began cooking dinner.
So tonight for supper we're just gonna have basic steak, onions, peppers. I'm just thinking somewhere that would be like I want it to be by the water here.
He was holding this little bucket. If he didn't have such a big forehead, I would have been like, that's Grayson.
Poor guy has such
Oh, yeah.
So our first spot we were going to camp won't work. There's people there, plus there's just too much traffic going down and back on ATVs. It's just not going to work out to sleep good. So we're heading to try to find our second spot. It's a little later than I would like to be finding a spot, but it's better to get a night's sleep than not.
Unfortunately, we were unable to find a camp spot that was suitable. Everywhere we went was too soft and the tires just ended up sinking in. So we called it a night and decided to head home and get ready for the next day.
So day 2, running, trying to figure out the trail system where we can't do that regular planned event. Today we are trying to get us from Greenfield area to over across to Mount Tom, where we will try to figure out a camping spot and then figure out the rest of the trip. Is that a public bathroom?
I guess because it's easy enough to get to.
Pooper!
Yep, pooper.
We aren't that far ahead. Well, I guess we're heading down towards the bottom, so we'll see how it looks from down there. A lot of stairs though. Not exactly the most even, but
I don't think so, no.
after stopping for lunch, we checked out a section of trail that got real narrow. We flew the drone up over. There's a railroad crossing and a river to cross, and it just does not look like we want to take a group through there, as it's probably going to be way too soft beside that river that we're just going to destroy it, and that's not what we hope to do. So we're backtracking now, going to try to find our way through another section of trail. Hopefully get to where we want to go. After making our way to the other side of Mount Tom, we were heading towards a campsite we have done before that's up in a pit. Unfortunately, what we found was a washout at the stream that would not allow stock vehicles to cross, so we had to cancel that one off the list and rearrange what we were going to do. Unable to find a suitable site, we decided to hold the camp out at a lake outside Antigonish, where we know of gravel trails around that will sustain us camping.
You're gonna be on skid plate.
Tires just on the straight. Keep coming.
Okay, your back's about to drop in.
I think you might still catch.
Are you?
We're gonna go back under the right. Instead of destroying my bumper.
I think you.
Straight back, keep going.
You're on.